Today, we expose the hidden dangers lurking in the Australian deli aisle, because right now, across New South Wales and Queensland, popular brands of ham, roast beef and silverside are being pulled from shelves due to listeria contamination, a bacteria that can be fatal for the vulnerable and dangerous for everyone else. The industry sells these slices as fresh, premium and ready to eat. But the reality inside the processing plant is often very different. From industrial slices that harbor invisible biofilms to supply chains that stretch for weeks, your lunchtime sandwich could be carrying a hidden payload. Stay with us, because the list of contaminated products is growing. And brand number 6 is a trusted favorite that just got hit with a massive recall. For decades, Australian families have blindly trusted the deli counter. We grew up on school lunches of ham and cheese, Sunday roast beef sandwiches, and cubes of cabana for snack time. We were told these meats were safe, regulated, and clean. But the massive industrialization of our food system has fundamentally changed the game. When you buy sliced turkey, ham, or silverside today, you aren't just buying meat. You're buying a highly processed product that has been handled, brined, cooked, cooled, peeled, sliced and packaged in high-moisture environments where Listeria monocytogenes loves to hide. Listeria isn't like other bacteria. It is a survivor. It thrives in the cold. It grows while your meat sits in the fridge at 4 degrees. And unlike a bad smell or a slimy texture that warns you that meat is off, Listeria is invisible, odorless, and tasteless. You cannot detect it until it is too late. In late 2025, a major recall hit Gotzinger small goods, forcing the urgent withdrawal of 5 different sliced meats from retail outlets and deli counters. It was a wake-up call that the premium label and the high price tag do not guarantee safety. So before you pack tomorrow's lunchbox or plate up a grazing board, let's look at the 8 types of deli meat where the risk and the deception is highest. Number 1, pre-sliced roast beef. Number 1 is the product that triggered the latest alarm, pre-sliced roast beef. Specifically, the 1 kilogram packs from Gotzinger small goods that were recalled in November 2025. Roast beef is meant to be a premium cut, something you pay extra for because it feels closer to a real Sunday roast than processed ham. You assume it is just cooked beef. But here's the reality. Industrial slicing is a high-risk operation. The machines used to slice this beef are massive, complex beasts with thousands of moving parts, nooks and crannies that are notoriously difficult to clean perfectly every single time. Listeria forms what is called a biofilm, a microscopic protective slime that coats the bacteria and shields it from cleaning chemicals. It hides in the joints of the slicer blades. In the Gotzinger case, Listeria was detected in a batch of sliced roast beef, forcing a recall not just of the beef, but of other products produced on the same lines as a precaution. When you buy pre-sliced roast beef in a plastic packet or from the deli window, you are trusting that the slicer was sterile. The packaging line was clean, and the cold chain was unbroken for weeks. That is a lot of trust to place in a factory line. You're paying a premium price for convenience, but that convenience comes with a microbiological risk that fresh cooked beef simply doesn't have. If you want roast beef sandwiches, cook a rump roast on Sunday and slice it yourself. It's cheaper, tastier, and you control the hygiene. Number 2. Processed sliced ham. Number 2 is the staple of every Aussie lunchbox, sliced sandwich ham. Alongside the roast beef, Gotzinger also recalled their 4-4 sandwich ham and champagne ham due to the same listeria fears. But this isn't just about one brand, it's about the product itself. Sliced ham is a wet, nutrient-rich environment, perfect for bacteria. The processing involves brining, cooking, cooling, peeling the casing, slicing, and packaging. Every single step is an opportunity for cross-contamination. And because ham is often wet-cured, it retains high moisture levels that allow listeria to thrive. We think of ham as cured and therefore safe, but modern sandwich ham is often formulated to be low salt and high moisture to suit consumer tastes. This reduction in salt lowers the meat's natural defense against bacteria. When you buy those bulk packs of wet ham slices, you are essentially creating a petri dish in your fridge. If you leave it open for more than a few days, the risk climbs exponentially. The recall affected use-by dates stretching weeks into the future, meaning contaminated product could have been sitting in family fridges for days before the warning went out. Number 3. Hot suppressor salami. Number 3 takes us to the deli counter's spicy side, hot suppressor salami. In mid-2025, Primo Reserve hot suppressor salami was recalled, not just here but internationally in Singapore, after salmonella was detected. While salmonella isn't listeria, it highlights the vulnerability of fermented meats we assume are safe. Salami is a fermented product. It relies on good bacteria to lower the pH and kill the bad bacteria. But if that process fails, or if contamination happens during slicing and packaging, the pathogen survives. Suppressor is often eaten raw, straight from the fridge, on grazing platters. You don't cook it, so there is no kill step before you eat it. The recall affected the Primo Reserve line, which is marketed as a higher-tier premium product. It proves that a fancy label and a higher price tag don't immunize you against contamination. Salmonella can cause severe gastro, fever, and vomiting. If you're serving an antipasto platter this weekend, ask yourself, is that pre-sliced salami worth the risk, or could you buy a whole stick and slice it yourself? Reducing the surface area exposed to factory contaminants. Number 4. Silverside. Number 4 is the dieter's favorite, sliced silverside. Gotzinger's recall included their 1 kilogram sliced silverside packs. Silverside is often marketed as the lean alternative to ham, a healthy protein for your sandwich. But structurally, sliced silverside has the same vulnerability as ham and roast beef. It is cooked, cooled, and then subjected to the mechanical slicing blades that can transfer bacteria from one batch to the next. Because silverside has a very mild flavor and low acidity, it doesn't have the strong preservation hurdles of a hard salami or a salty prosciutto. It relies almost entirely on the cold chain and hygiene. When listeria gets into a pack of silverside, it has free rein. And because the product is often consumed by older Australians, a demographic particularly vulnerable to listeriosis, the risk is amplified. The recall warned that listeria can cause severe illness in the elderly and immunocompromised. That healthy, lean meat sandwich could be a hospital trip in waiting. Number 5. Shaved turkey breast. Number 5 is a product that flies under the radar, but carries immense risk. Shaved turkey breast. You see it in the deli cabinet looking white and harmless. But processed turkey loaf is often formed from pieces of meat bound together with hydrocolloids and gums to retain water. This high water content is the enemy. Listeria needs moisture to move and reproduce. Shaved turkey, with its massive surface area and high water activity, is one of the most hospitable environments for bacteria in the entire supermarket. Furthermore, because turkey has a neutral pH and very little fat, it lacks the protective barriers found in other cured meats. If the slicing machine at the deli counter hasn't been cleaned perfectly between the ham and the turkey, the bacteria transfers instantly. And because you eat it shaved, you are consuming meat with maximum surface area exposure to the air and potential contaminants. Number 6. Liverwurst and soft patties. Number 6 isn't part of the recent Gotzinger recall, but it is historically the most dangerous item in the deli cabinet, liverwurst and soft patties. While we haven't seen a massive Aussie recall this specific month, the global context is terrifying. In the US, a massive listeria outbreak linked to boar's head liverwurst caused multiple deaths and illnesses in late 2024, sending shockwaves through the global industry. Why is this relevant to Australia? Because the mechanism of contamination is universal. Liverwurst is a spreadable, moist meat product. It is cooked and then handled. It doesn't have the dry, hard exterior of a salami to protect it. It is the perfect medium for bacterial growth. In Australia, pâtés and liverwursts are often sold in plastic tubs or vacuum packs that sit in the fridge for weeks. If listeria is present at the factory, it grows inside that soft, nutrient-dense paste. And because you spread it on toast without cooking it, you eat the bacteria live. Food authorities consistently warn pregnant women to avoid all soft pâtés for exactly this reason. It is a high-risk category that simply isn't worth gambling on. Number 7. Mortadella and Devon. Number 7 is the lunch meat of our childhoods, mortadella and Devon. These are emulsified meat products, essentially meat pastes that are cooked into a log and then sliced. Because they are handled extensively during manufacturing and often contain fillers, they are prime candidates for contamination if factory hygiene slips. The smooth surface of a slice of Devon might look clean, but it is a nutrient-rich landing pad for microbes. Often, these meats are displayed in the danger zone of the deli cabinet, stacked high, sometimes above the refrigeration line, or handled by staff using the same gloves they used for the raw prosciutto. The recall risk here isn't just about the factory. It's about the point of sale. If you see Devon that looks sweaty or has a milky liquid in the package, do not touch it. That is a sign of bacterial activity. Number 8, pre-packaged mixed deli platters. Number 8 is the ultimate party convenience, the mixed deli platter. You've seen them. Plastic trays with cubes of cheese, slices of cabanossi, twigs of salami and crackers, all sealed together. These are a nightmare for cross-contamination. If one component, say the cheese or the ham, is contaminated, the listeria can migrate to everything else in the package. The moisture from the meat touches the cheese touches the cracker. You create a microenvironment where bacteria can move and multiply. Dairy products and meat products are the two main food groups recalled for listeria. Putting them together in one sealed container creates a double risk. And unlike a single block of cheese you slice yourself, these cubes have massive surface area exposed to the air and processing equipment. You are paying for the convenience of not slicing, but you are paying with a higher safety risk. The science of the slime. Why factories fail. You might be wondering, don't these factories clean their machines? The answer is yes, but listeria has a superpower. It creates biofilms. Imagine a microscopic city of bacteria that secretes a slimy, glue-like shield. This shield anchors the bacteria to stainless steel, rubber gaskets, and conveyor belts. When factory cleaners spray sanitizer, it kills the bacteria on the surface, but the biofilm protects the colony underneath. As soon as the water runs off, the bacteria re-emerge and spread to the next batch of meat. This is why recalls often affect huge runs of products spanning days or weeks. Once a biofilm is established in a slicer, it is incredibly hard to eradicate without completely dismantling the machine. The safe Australian alternative. So if the deli counter is a minefield, what should you put on your sandwich? Alternative 1. Cook your own roasts. It sounds old-fashioned, but roasting a piece of silverside or a beef topside on Sunday gives you safer, cheaper, and tastier cold cuts for the week. You control the hygiene. You know it was cooked to temperature. And you aren't paying $25 a kilo for someone else to slice it. Alternative 2. Whole muscle, dry cured meats. If you must buy deli meat, Opt for whole pieces of prosciutto or hard-cured meats that you slice yourself. The low water activity and high salt of dry-cured meats make them hostile to listeria compared to wet ham or turkey. Buying a whole stick of salami and slicing it as needed is infinitely safer than buying pre-sliced packs. Alternative 3, tinned fish or hard cheese. For lunchbox protein, high-quality tinned tuna or salmon is sterile until opened. It is the safest protein you can buy. Blocks of hard cheese, like Tasty or cheddar, are generally safer than soft deli meats and soft cheeses because their acidity and low moisture inhibit listeria growth. The final verdict. The convenience of the modern deli aisle is an illusion. We traded the kitchen knife for the industrial slicer, and in doing so, we handed control of our food safety to factories that can't guarantee a sterile environment. The Gotzinger and Primo recalls are warnings, not anomalies. Listeria is rare, but when it strikes, it is devastating. Don't gamble your health for the sake of saving 5 minutes on lunch prep. Read the recall notices, check your fridge, and maybe dust off that roasting pan this weekend. If this video made you check the use-by date on your ham, hit like and subscribe. We are tracking Australian food recalls every week to keep you safe. And tell me in the comments, do you trust pre-packaged deli meat? Or have you already switched to something else? Stay safe, Australia.